Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel and to another episode of Science Sundays. This week's episode is going to focus on the topic of hair, but what I've done is I've divided this episode into 3 different parts so that you can watch the part that is best suited to you and your interests. This one is going to focus on postpartum. The other 2 are going to focus on oily scalps and dandruff in the hair. So whichever one appeals most to you, go ahead and watch that one or watch all of them. I would love that too. So before we jump right in, I am going to ask, please, if you could take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far. When you do that, it just means I can cater future content to you and your interests and drive my channel in a way that is engaging well with my audience and that my audience is responding well to. But besides that, let's jump right in. If you recall, in our last Science Sundays hair loss video, we spoke about something called telogen effluvium. The hormonal disruption that ensues in the postpartum period is another example of a traumatic experience that can trigger the shedding of telogen effluvium. But this process is completely normal. It occurs to all women after pregnancy, and it's part of your body readjusting biologically to the process that it has just been through and its new requirements. So when you're pregnant, you're really taking care of yourself. You're nourishing your body, you're worshiping your body, you are hopefully resting, taking your prenatal vitamins, and you're doing this less for yourself and more for your unborn child. But what this does is it results in the healthiest body for that child to grow in, including all the cells of your body, your hair, your skin, your nails, everything. And as far as your hair, you get this beautiful, luscious, thick hair, the greatest hair of your life, essentially. At the same time, your body is also producing more estrogen to support the growth of this baby. And what this increased estrogen does is it pushes more hair follicles to stay in the anagen or growth phase and less shuttling into the telogen or shedding phase. This results in not only fuller hair, but also faster hair growth. But after your delivery, when estrogen levels fall back down to normal, your body readjusts in a physical sense too. A lot of women will actually get to the postpartum period and a month will go by and they won't see shedding, and then 2 months will go by and they won't see shedding, and then 3 months will go by and they'll be like, okay, so it's not gonna happen to me. And then all of a sudden, slowly but surely, 4 or 5 months in, the shedding starts, and then eventually it sheds in massive quantities. And it can be so alarming for a woman after giving birth because she's adjusting to this new life and also a new body. And then she's watching, her crowning glory fall one strand at a time. This massive shedding can be so dreadful, and I completely sympathize with anyone who has experienced it or will experience it. But please know that there's nothing wrong with you, and this is something that happens to all women. It is a normal part of the postpartum period. Normal patterns of hair growth will return within 1 year postpartum by the time of your baby's first birthday usually. But if it doesn't, and this is why I say that this is completely normal for most women, if it doesn't return by the time of that 1 year mark, then absolutely go and see your physician, because there are so many reasons why this might be that have nothing to do with the postpartum period. These reasons include, but are not limited to, low iron, low vitamin D, immunosuppression, chronic stress, autoimmune disease, and even the side effect of certain medications, including the oral contraceptive pill that you might be on. If you feel like this may be the case for you, please go and see your healthcare provider, because you do not have to suffer. Get to the bottom of what is going on with your hair and your body internally and put an end to any of those stresses in your life, because there are plenty otherwise. There are, however, some things that will make the postpartum period a little bit more easier to manage. Number 1 is maintain a healthy diet, reduce stress, and exercise. I know this sounds basic, and any mother will probably say to me that exercise, diet, and self-care is probably her last priority in the postpartum period, and that is totally understandable, and I respect that. You are absolutely right. But I do believe that we are no good to anybody else if we're not good to ourselves first. It's kind of like the whole theory of when the masks drop, the oxygen masks drop in a plane, you always put the mask on yourself first before helping anyone else. So please take some time to really nourish your body from the inside out and practice things that are going to help restore that optimal health with as much effort and vigor and commitment as you put into your child's health and upbringing. Scientifically speaking, there isn't a clear consensus that vitamin supplementation is actually able to speed along the postpartum telogen effluvium period at all, but you should still focus on your overall health and wellness and making sure that you're nourishing your body, like I said, for your overall health, because one thing does trickle into another. The nutrients that you specifically want to focus on are your B complex vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin E, iron, vitamin D, zinc, and probiotics. It's essentially like taking your prenatals again, which you absolutely can do. Just have a discussion with your family doctor, your OB, your midwife, whoever your healthcare provider is. Discuss this with them thoroughly and make sure that what you are setting out to take is good for you. Now let's talk products. When you're choosing products, a lot of people will gravitate towards things that are meant for thick hair and really deep conditioners, when in fact, this is the exact opposite of what you should be doing. In actuality, you should be opting for products for fine hair because what your product will do is actually volumize your hair and make it look fuller. Many women gravitate towards deep conditioning treatments, and it's understandable why. However, what these will do is kind of coat your hair in this thick, heavy substance or residue and really weigh your hair down rather than elevate it, lift it, give it body, which is what you actually want from it. So stick to very light treatments and those that are as natural as possible. Take advantage of your postpartum period and your time at home by doing things like oiling. You can go ahead and reference my last Science Sundays hair loss video for complete information on the best oils and essential oils to use for hair growth. But I would recommend sticking to things like jojoba oil and sweet almond oil because not only are the molecules of these oils small enough to actually penetrate the hair strand and the follicle and really do their work there, but they're light enough to wash out easily too, because I know you're squeezing in showers when you can get them and you don't really have so much time to fuss with having to shampoo multiple times to get it out, which is something you might have to do with things like castor oil and other oils like that that are often recommended for hair loss as well. A lot of women ask if minoxidil or Rogaine is safe to take during pregnancy and breastfeeding, and the answer is there just isn't enough research to confirm or deny the effectiveness and the safety profile of these treatments. So stay on the conservative side, just don't use them at all. It's better to be safe than sorry. If you want to take your self-care regime one step further, I am all about low-level red light therapy or high-frequency therapy. And the kit looks like this. It's actually, this particular one is linked in my Amazon page under wellness, as are some red light therapy wands. So speaking of red light therapy, usually people in the postpartum period will use red light therapy caps, but what I prefer are red light therapy wands or combs. While these will not prevent the shedding that has to take place, they will create the perfect environment for regrowth of hair. As far as red light therapy, the recommendation is to do it for 20 to 25 minutes every day for 3 to 6 months within that shedding period. And then afterwards, you can do it for 20 to 25 minutes just once or twice a week for maintenance. Backed by a strong base of peer-reviewed clinical research, red light treatments have increased hair count, hair density, and hair thickness for both men and women. In addition to being a natural baldness treatment for both genders, lab studies have even shown it can help regrow the coats of dogs and other mammals. As for the high frequency wand, what you will get in your kit is something that looks like this and your electrode. So this is the comb attachment, but there are many others. There's the mushroom head that you can use for acne. There is the little tongue that you can use for under the eyes. And I'm not sure what this one's called, but I use it for spot treating breakouts. But this one is the hair comb. You just plug it in, and once you actually turn the machine on, all you have to do is plug this in as well. Then either neon or argon gas will start flowing through the electrode. It'll sound like a sizzle, but not feel like anything. It doesn't heat up or anything like that. And all you would do is just comb it through your scalp for 20 to 25 minutes a day. The science behind high frequency wands for hair growth and for things like acne or anti-aging are all based around Tesla's science of electricity and the flow of current. It uses this concept of formation of ozone from oxygen through the use of electrical energy. Ozone, when produced through this method, improves blood circulation, exfoliates the scalp, improves hair growth, prevents hair fall, and also helps to prevent dandruff and itchy scalp. So those are essentially the recommendations that I have for you for hair loss in the postpartum period. If you have experienced this and you have found something to help you, please go ahead and share it down below. It's helpful for both me and other mothers to be that may be experiencing something like this or will be in the future. So that is all for this part of this Science Sundays episode. Please let me know what you thought of this segment down below in the comments, and feel free to watch the other segments. Like I said, we're going to be talking about oily scalps and dandruff. So watch one, watch all. Let me know what you think about this fragmented way of sharing the episode. But otherwise, that is all from me for today. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.